All right, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because we're building in no code. If you are new to this video, I recommend going and checking out the last couple videos where we have been building out this lovely social media activity feed that is kind of mirroring what we have over in Instagram. In this video, this is the third of the 3 videos, we are going to wire up the like button and the comment button. Well, the comment button will just, make it focus here and let you start typing. And then we're going to add post, and we're going to see all the conditionals we made in the last video here, where we're like, okay, if there's a comment, display just that one comment. And then if there is, or if there's a bunch of comments, then display this other one that, tells you could click on it to see more, so on and so forth. Let's dive in. Let's start off with this like button. First things first is we need to think about, hey, if let's see, if this thing is already liked, we want it to change colors for the UI. That's what I'm trying to say. So what is the conditional that happens when that happens? The conditional is if this posts. So our parent group needs a thing. Okay, this is great. So I always love it when something is not exactly as expected, because you'll have a lot of those too. And it's great to know that A, you're not alone, and B, the fixes are so easy. So that parent group's post data needed to be passed up from this group shell here on my left-hand side here into this interactions bar, so that the data is now available for this. So we can add it to this conditional. So when this group's posts list of likers contains the current user, then we want to change this icon from that to this. And then we also want to change the icon color so it's like some kind of, filled in like. And now with that conditional set, so we have some, this is basically, the UI is going to tell us, hey, congratulations, you've liked it, more or less. But so what we need to do is we need to make changes to a thing. We need to change the parent group's post, and for its list of likers, we need to add the current user. And then throwing a curveball at you, because right away we're going to add a conditional to this. We only want to do this when that list of likers doesn't contain the current user, which means, hey, they haven't liked it yet, right? So, and this is where the world of no code is so fun, and there's sarcasm there if you didn't catch it, that we have to take care of the other side of this. So when it does, let's see. Okay, actually, what I want to have happen, I want this. I'll continue my narrative in a moment, but I want to make sure that I'm getting the right conditionals in the right spot. I want the conditionals to be on the event itself, not the action that the event the trigger of the event will run, because it will try and run it in both cases, and I only need it to, I want it to start its decision tree at this point, rather than go down 2 decision trees at the same time and then figure things out. So, okay, so back to my narrative. When it doesn't contain the current user, then, hey, let them like it. When it does contain the current user, meaning this, right? Like it's already this case, we want to unlike it. And in the world of Bubble, the unliking is by removing the current user from the list of likers. So let's go see this amazing work that you have done in action if you're following along. So boom, check that out. A, the workflow ran in the background. B, the conditionals 1 from last video, and then 2 from this video with this UI to make this like that. We can see that we've got a functioning like button. Woohoo, confetti, pat yourself on the back. If you are, again, following along and building this out in your app, then you have knocked out a huge milestone for interactivity with your social media like feed. So cool. And now before moving on to the comments, I am interjecting this kind of after the fact that I forgot to put in the timestamp text, and you may have noticed that and we're like wondering, wait, how? So I'm doing that now and inserting this here. So I think that this view all comments text is closest to this one, or at least it's just a gray. So I'm going to copy and paste that, and then notice here on the left hand side, because that one, so here it is, and because the element is not visible on page load, we did not see it here, but we did see it here on our elements tree. So just want to point that out. And this one is always shown, so we don't need any kind of conditional related to it. And this is the post timestamp. And what you're going to want to do is just make sure that you have this relative time with Moment.js plugin installed. And then over here on your visual elements, go and grab that relative time, plop it into here. The way that these plugins work is that first off, they need to be visible on the page. So we'll just put it at 1.1 so it doesn't mess with UI. And then next off, the way that this plugin works is that we need the thing that we want to show the timestamp of, like when it was created. It was this parent group's, let's see, posts creation date. And so that we're going to reference that. And then this refresh interval, if you do not fill this in, folks will have to refresh your whole page before filling it in. So I recommend putting it in, and I am going to put it in just at, let's see, it's an interval. So every second, let's say maybe every more like 30 seconds. And because I'm putting this in after the fact, I'm kind of expecting this to already be like, I don't know, 30 minutes or an hour or something. So, but what I want to do with this text, bring it down to 11. And then here, so how we connect this together is that we put in the dynamic data of this relative time A's current value. And then I am going to format that just like Instagram does, because they're the coolest, as uppercase. So now let's go ahead and preview this. And we can see, let's double check that it is visible. On page load. And we'll just add some test text here. And again, okay, so that's cool. Just decided not to show it before. Don't know why. Okay, so there it is. And something to note about it then. So, okay, so yeah, this again is coming after the fact, but that is how you set up that part. Next up, let's move on to the comments, where we will do something with this comment button. And what we'll do is, I'm just going to make it easy to focus, make it easy to find this focusing on this input comment. Since that's the only one there, it automatically fills it in. So what do we want to have happen when we're focused on this comment? We actually want to make a little UI change here, that when the comment input is focused, we're going to change like this outer group, this group comment shell. We're going to change its border color. And we're going to change it to some kind of blue, like this. And then let's see, I think I also do want to change its style, the width. I want to give the width of 2. So it's really visible that, so let's see that in action. You'll just see. It's really visible that, boom, look what you're doing. You're filling this in. And again, UI choices, do what you will. I'm just showing some possibilities here. So great. Next up, let's wire it up when someone types something in here and then they click this button, post. So when they post this post, we want to create a comment here on this workflow area. So this input comments value is going to be what the content is. Now, there's more that could be done, and I'll just give a peek at it. But basically, we could also say that users, they have a list of comments that they've ever done, because sometimes you like track activity feeds and things like that. And if you were to do that, Again, this is a kind of, it's not even necessary for a basic feed, but I'm just giving a preview of coming attractions of when you're setting up a full-on deal that you want to think about, okay, well, I'll make changes to the current user, and the thing I'll do is I'll say that their list of comments, now I'm going to add the result of step 1 so that when you're looking at things of like who's replying to what, and you're trying to find users who have, like, if you want to display all the comments that are like replies, for example, which that will be, that's out of the scope of this one. This is just a basic social media feed. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see replies and like nested things like that in a future video, and I'll definitely get that linked into this video when that one is up, if there's enough people clamoring saying yes, nested replies, I can't live without them. So cool, nice work. We've got basically the types of functionality that we've been aiming to get. And so let's see, I'm logged in as Bowie, and I'm going to go down here. I'm going to like this one as well. And I'm just going to say, yeah, whatever. I guess I'll keep it up here. Amazing photo. Reminds me of a cinnamon red hot. If anyone remembers that candy. Blast from the past. Oh, okay. And then you can see here that on the workflow, it's great to include a reset inputs field, because otherwise it looks like the post didn't go through. But let's go and look in our database at the app data, at all comments. And so now that we have one comment here, okay, that was another step that I forgot. When I was talking about this make changes to current user, I knew my mind was going somewhere. We also want to make changes to a thing. The post, for the post, we want to add the list of comments. We want to add the result of step 1. But bonus material for you, if that you ever do this, because you want, so like, here's what we want, here's what we're doing right now. We're saying that like a comment is created, and just how it works in development is like, oh, great, you created a comment, it's added to the database, good job. We actually want that comment to be associated with this post, like this post owns that comment, so we know to display it there. So that's what this workflow step is doing, is that this post now has this comment in it. The bonus that I'm saying is that you can know that over here in the post, we have this comment, and I think for the primary fields of the content, I'm going to use this comment content. And this is another little tip, is that when you're navigating your back end, you can display these fields, and I'll show you right now what that means. So here in posts, let's see, it's this first one that we added the comment to. So now here where I'm associating this, there's two things that I was sharing there as a bonus. One is that you can actually come here and just do that. And then 2, when I change it to the comment content, I could search it like that. And now I've added it to it. And this, what I just did there, is what this workflow step will do. And again, in plain English and in like, common sense world, what does that mean? It means that that comment now belongs to this post. So we know to display like we just did here. So now I'm going to go and run this as a new user, Jane. And while that's running in another window, so now that we're refreshed in our browser session, I'm going to, you can see how it's unliked. So now, boom, oh my gosh, look at that. 2 photos that are working. And it does look like we need to update this, that it's not the first item, that it's actually item number 2. And if you caught that before, amazing work. You have surpassed the master. I hand off the, I don't know, there's no paintbrush to give anyone, but maybe a mouse. Okay, so we can see that 2 things have happened. One, there's 2 photos there, and they're of the 2 people, like by Bowie, and Bowie's the first person, and then others. And then, oh, we got a second one in there. Okay, okay, it's this conditional. This conditional is changing the content of this thing, and this is a copy paste error. So because I forgot to, when I copied this one down to use its formatting, because it uses the same text. Aha, so there. So now we have what's expected. And it's fantastic, as you can see, that when you're developing these things, there's always little, places to go back and polish stuff. And congratulations for doing that work, because you are an amazing person to be able to handle all of these details. Because as you can see, this maybe after a half hour, you've been able to build a social media feed. But now you're, the full recipe. You're in it, as it were, for all the details. So great work. Let's go ahead and add a second comment here, because we're running this as a new user. So I wish I knew how to do a fire emoji. I'll just type it. Okay, so you can see now this went to view all 2 comments, which is probably more similar to this here. And then it does appear like, I'll allow you to make a decision. So when the comment count is 1, this is visible. Otherwise, okay. So actually, now it should work like we think it will. Okay, cool. So again, like I said, polishing things. That's it, folks. Congratulations for making it this far. Any questions, anything that you would like to share with me? If this video was awesome, like or subscribe, or again, for the questions and stuff, drop that in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.